Did you ever have the thought, oh, when I have this job, when I live in that apartment, when I move to that country, when this and that happens, when I have a different partner or a partner at all, everything is gonna be good and I'm gonna be happy? Then this video is for you. Hi, I'm Kea. I moved from Munich to LA and I'm taking you on my journey, discovering LA, living in a new culture, cultural understanding, and life in general. So let me tell you, if you think you're gonna be feeling so much better in life just because you're in different outer circumstances, it will either not happen at all or just for a short amount of time. Why? Because you're changing the outside and not the inside. I'm not saying it's not possible at all and it's not gonna work at all. We all know the boost we can have if we change our outer circumstances. If something happens that we've been hoping for a long time, it gives us a lot of energy, it gives us motivation, it just makes us feel so much better. But as long as we're not working on our inside, we always rely on those outer circumstances. And when they start breaking off or when they change, our mood and our feeling, our self-respect, self-love will also start to degrade, to change, and we will get again in that circle of thinking, oh, if I had only that, I would feel so much better. I talk to so many people from all over the world that have come to LA, and there are uncountable reasons for that. Mostly it's either their partner or job. So of course there's the circumstance I am in. My husband is from here and I was open to move with him. Then a lot of people come for their own job because they dream of course, being an actor or an actress or somehow in the film business, which obviously LA is the place to be, or they come with their partner who got a job here. Obviously, there are political and cultural reasons as well why people come here. And a lot of these people, including myself, make the experience, they come from a life and they slip into a new life, a new circumstance, and it gives them a lot of boost, a lot of energy, a lot of motivation in creating something new. But after a while, that may fade. Or it is the other way around, that they had the thought of, oh, you know, when I live somewhere else, when I finally make it to LA, then I will feel so much better, then everything will be so much easier. And they take that step, which is already a great achievement, but then they land here and they're here and they notice not everything is better all of a sudden. I had the exact same experience, although when we first landed here over a year ago, I didn't have that dream of coming to LA, right? I was joining my husband. I still had a vision of being in a new place would do different things to me. And then pretty quickly I found myself in my old patterns. And I was like, why? Why is that the case? And I really started thinking about it because I do a lot of self-work. I do a lot of awareness practice. I do all the things that I would tell you or preach you if I hadn't made the experience myself to do. But then just noticing that we cannot change our inside from the outside, that it has to go the other way, made me realize, especially in the situation that I was, that it was not my personal initiative, not my personal dream at first to come here. was the outer circumstance where I thought, oh, those few things that are not going so well in my life, maybe they'll be different there. And I have to say, I have a very great life. I'm really in the practice with my husband to create a life to our fullest potential. But of course, there are always things that may not go as I imagine them, or yeah. So what I'm really trying to tell you here, and to give you comfort and to give you some understanding, and also to give you a perspective, is that you find yourself in patterns that you've been in before at home, and you thought everything will change just because you're in a new place. It is completely normal that that's not the case. Actually, this is one of the greatest opportunities for you to assess yourself, to look at it, and to make the decision, these and these and these patterns I want to transform. And then you can start working on that and practicing, and maybe you want some help, maybe you need some inspiration, maybe you want to work with a therapist or a coach, or there are so many people out there who can support you in your unique circumstances. But the first step is always to realize yourself that the change comes from the inside. And I'm a big fan of going a soft change, not going with a lot of hard discipline, hard work, like those things that have been taught to us over generations, because that's how it's always been. We have to work hard, we have to be disciplined, we have to be straightforward. That is how I've been a good stretch of my life, probably first 30 years roundabout. I heard that sentence often. Oh, Kea, you're so straightforward, you're so fast, you're so good with everything you're doing. And then with like 4 or 5 years ago, I got the turn. And it's great. It's great to discover your own softness, your own empathy for yourself, and being in a place where you learn to connect to your soul, to your feelings, to your essence, and then go from that step. Because you don't have to make rough decisions. You don't have to work really hard. You don't have to make yourself do things all the time if you're aligned with yourself, because then you're naturally gonna do the things that will get you further on your path and make yourself evolve. And by that, I don't mean that we don't ever have to do things, right? I mean, we have to do the necessary things like brushing our teeth and things like that. But then there's also a fact of making a living, being there for others, and those essential things that make you a kind human and that give you the foundation. Fortunately, and I would love to talk about that more and get into that deeper in a different video. But we are here in this society. Most of us are in a position where we can put some thought in our self-development. I have said that before. As long as we are not in need for our basics like food, shelter, social system, health, we are in a place where we can start getting out of survival mode and really getting into a mode of starting to live to our highest potential. Because I personally think the more people that get there and living in a place of joy and their highest potential, the better this planet will be, the better society will function. When I talk to friends of mine who live in the same state as I, and I feel them, how much joy it gives them to be happy with me, but also for me to be happy with them if they achieve something, if they go their path. There is so much less friction, there is so much less envy, there is so much less people being rough with each other and being mean with each other and getting into that stress mode with each other. It's all connected to each other. If we get, and to just summarize this one more time, if we get into this thinking of it starts within myself, wherever I'm going, I'm taking myself with me. So I'm going to work on and I'm going to practice to live in my personal highest potential so that I can show up in my highest potential everywhere I go. That will have a big impact on yourself, on your own well-being, your own happiness and joy and health, mental as physical, but it will also have a big impact on the people that are around you, the ones that are closest around you, your loved ones, the ones that you may work with, your neighbors, the people that you meet on the street, and that goes bigger and bigger circles. So please, wherever you go, you take yourself with you. And if you're moving countries, you have a great opportunity to start practicing other habits and looking at yourself in a new way. If this resonates with you at all, if you're also in a place that you are moving countries, that you're living as an expat, or if you're just interested in what I have to say and what's my view on the world, then please make sure you subscribe, and I am so much looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye!